tu n'as pas l'âge. Like, you don't get rich overnight. You don't get rich in 1 year, in 2 years, right? J'ai compris et j'ai vu beaucoup d'histoires où les Camerounais ou les Africains investissent dans les trucs si qu'on dit que oh, join life insurance, fais ça, fais ça, fais ça, et envoie ton argent. Non, il faut patienter et comprendre que some slow wins the race. Donc, tu dois pas doucement.
It's a long-term game.
It's a long-term game. On veut seulement toujours que ça happen demain. Ce n'est pas comme ça. Maintenant, je vais un peu parler de mon expérience et comment de dette que moi j'ai eu avec l'école médicale au State. Donc, et pour moi, c'est même lower. C'est comme on the lower end que les autres. Je pense qu'en total, pendant toutes les années, j'ai pris au propos $290,000
That's
USD,
good.
which is not too bad. Yeah, ce n'est pas terrible. Et maintenant, dépendant de ce que tu fais, tu peux penser de comme OK, entry salary peut être $450,000, maybe $500,000, depending on what you do. Il y a même certains qui partent à 1 million. Il y a même certains qui arrivent à 1 million. Donc pour moi, mon but, c'est que directement, quand je finis mon residency, c'est tu payes tout ton dette là vite, right? Parce que j'ai certains mentors qui ont payé toute leur dette de l'école médicale dans 2 ans, dans 3 ans, parce qu'ils ont vraiment sacrifié les premiers 3 ans là, quand ils ont fini avec tout, pour payer.
Désolée, mais tu peux toucher les mentors, c'est quoi pour ceux là qui ne sont pas trop familiers?
Allô? Moi, j'étais infirmière.
Attendez, docteur Jordan finit. Je voulais juste que tu touches sur ce sujet, tu définis un peu, juste pour les gens qui ne savent pas.
Oui, les mentors, c'est les gens qui sont dans une position là où toi-même tu vas arriver. Je pense que souvent, I think Africans, right, we are very superstitious. Il y a certaines choses qu'on dit que non, il ne faut même pas parler aux gens parce que il y a les choses, il y a les choses il y a les choses de ça, il y a ça. Mais it's like, souvent, c'est facile. It's very easy for you to get to a place where you want to get to if you know someone that's already there. They can help you avoid mistakes that they themselves made, right? And then also they can help you stay on track with what you're trying to do.
Okay.
100% agree.
Oui,
An experienced advisor or confidant within your area of expertise, like what you exercise in.
And the thing is, you can have many different type of mentors, right? In your discipline, but then you can also have life mentors, and then you could have different types of mentors. People who are more strict and people who are more easygoing. So I think it's important to seek mentorship. That's kind of like the biggest advice I can say. It's important to seek mentorship and take yourself. Lève-toi de ton bobo parce que je pense que souvent nous les Africains, les Camerounais, on aime rester entre nous, right? Et c'est important because there's so much knowledge out there from other people that are willing to give you that. You also have to just get out of your comfort zone and go get that knowledge. But Majoli, I'm glad you brought up the thing with school because yes, it's a big investment. You end up in $300,000 plus, $300K plus debt after all the training, but it's also an investment, right?
Somebody asked, are you open and available to be a mentor, Dr. Dorian? That's a great question.
Yeah, I'm always open and available to be a mentor. I think.
That's awesome.
I'm looking for a sponsor. Are you open for that as well?
God, no.
Yes,
I think
sponsors,
you'll
I'm
have to
open
sponsor me
on-
first, and then I'll have to sponsor later.
How? No.
I want to ask you a
So,
question,
doctor, hi everybody. So, my mom is a doctor, she's a gynecologist, and my dad is a lawyer.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
was in school for nursing, and I wanted to become a doctor. I wanted to become a neurologist, right? Specialize in that. So I grew up in the field and everything. I went to nursing. I didn't own any debt. My parents paid for it. I'm the only child. But then I just saw that being a nurse, right? I wasn't getting paid enough, right? I mean, I'm Nigerian. Most Nigerians come here to become PSW. I didn't come to this world to be poor. So I wanted to be rich. So I become a nurse, right? And then I just didn't think that because of the background I had, moi je mérite d'être payer mieux. I come from a doctor family. My uncles, my aunties are all doctors and stuff. Different fields, specialized. So I switched, right? And I became a contractor. And I'm telling you, I make 10 times more. Because it's been 3 years now. I make 10 times more, and I don't have any credit.
Wait,
you're
contracting
what?
Yeah.
Contractor.
I'm a female contractor, so I own a construction company. I own a cleaning company here. and it's been almost 3 years. No, I've been in construction for 5 years, and yeah, and I make 10 times more. 10
More
times.
than
Les gens,
more
les
than
gens
what
sont
you
là.
wait. You make 10 times more than what your parents make, or more than what you would have made as a nurse. I'm trying to
I
understand.
would have made as a nurse.
Yeah, I think you know what you pointed out there is that
And I switch
entrepreneurship.
a whole different field, and I don't owe any debt. I mean, only me and my credit cards, we are best friends, but that's it. Me and
No,
my
that
credit card, my phone bills, and all that kind of stuff. That's it. And I don't have any loan. I started my company with $500, $500, and the only people I had a hard time paying was my workers. But they were understanding. I have I started with 80 workers. I fired a lot of them. A lot. I fired a lot of them. A lot of them
Are
was
you in
knocking on my door
Texas?
because I didn't pay half of them. I didn't care. So yeah, now I make. It's been 3 years. My husband is a contractor too, so we run the city.
oh
Life
wow,
day
no,
to day.
You have a course. Are you selling a course? Wow, bye bye.
No, I'm an electrician by base, right? I'm an electrician. I'm a bricklayer, and I'm a carpenter. And I don't owe any debt.
that's
Only debt, no debt. Every
no that
day they call me. They say, "Oh, you wanna?" I said, "No." I'm like, "What can you give me?" I started with my company with $500.
wow
So
wow.
if you're gonna give me 200K, tell me what can I do? I'm just gonna take all my workers to vacation because, please, that's it. I don't need no
Toi, tu connais
loan.
mettre le ciment et le
Um,
barbare.
Yeah,
Are you
so
looking for MEP electrical engineer? I could do it on the side.
No, I'm not. I don't know. Like I don't work as I'm an electrician, but I'm not a compagnon yet. I'm in my 3rd year. I don't do any electrician work. I just do minus like small energy like electrician work, right, under my husband's company. But I don't do. Once
I'm
I
asking,
finish.
Je connais changer les ampoules.
I'm asking if you're looking for an MEP electrical
No, I'm
engineer
not
for
looking
a
to.
lighting.
I'm not looking. No, I'm not looking because I don't do any
She's
electrician
not.
work.
You don't do anything too
Yeah, I do.
technical.
Yeah, je
do.
fais agrandissement de maison, je fais tout, rénovation, tout.
Oh, moi,
J'ai des
Je
sous-traitants.
suis aussi un contracteur. Tu es où? Tu es à Dallas? Au
Non, moi je suis à
Texas?
Montréal.
Tu es à Montréal.
Ouais, moi je bouge pas d'ici. Non, c'est bon. Moi, je fais tellement d'argent ici déjà, c'est bon. Je passe tout mon temps à faire les soumissions. Oh, that's it. But I have all the patience.
I want to
Comment parle là?
respond.
Moi, je
So,
suis
can we
freelancer.
pause for a minute though? Because somebody said something quite important at bottom.
And I'm a female too, so it's
Did you
Yeah.
say you didn't pay your workers?
No, I said I started my company with $500. The only difficulty I had was paying my workers because as a contractor, you know what I mean? I was a strict contractor. I am not like the other contractors. You know what I mean? I don't take my own money to pay my workers. If I have a contract job, right? The people that are working, once the contract is finished, I pay them out of it. Because if I go ahead and start paying people out of my pocket, it's giving the client that not to pay me. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. It's just
So
everybody
you-
do it differently.
You
But-
contract it's kind of like you're paid per job.
Yes, I'm paid per job. Yeah,
Okay.
I take 50% before I start the work,
Understood.
and I take 25%. I pay the material, and then 25% I use it to pay the material, my workers. But that was the first 3-4 months, and then afterward, my parents saw how I multiply it. In less than a month, I made about 6,000 to 7,000. My parents gave me $10,000 cash because I was doing so good. Obviously, I mean, my workers were looking for me, to pay and all, but and then yeah.
Yeah, let me. I want to say something first. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
That's incredible. You pointed something out very important, and it's that at the end of the day, like at the base, entrepreneurship is the way for wealth.
Yeah,
right?
and I also
and-
have a cleaning company.
But-
I specialize in special cleaning, like
Yeah.
flooding, all that stuff.
I say that to say like there's no wrong way or there's no wrong path. Whether it's like I'm gonna do school, then I'm gonna be an entrepreneurship, or I'm gonna jump straight into it.
Yeah.
You want to think about like I think for people who are either in engineering or going the medical route is ultimately the goal should be to have your own thing, right? To start your own thing. And now you said you started with $500. Imagine you had started.
$500.
Yeah, and that's incredible. I'm saying now imagine like you had started that with 20 times that. Not that like I'm just to say like there's a compounding interest in anything you do.
Yeah,
So go ahead.
So yeah, now I have a cleaning company. I specialize in flooding, like everything. I still have 30 people. I have subcontractors and everything. So I want to be bigger. I want to go bigger and stuff. And I do,
Au
I
passage,
have a question.
and I do contract people do the work for me.
That's
also,
real
au
nice and
passage,
congrats.
I work as a electrical engineer designer freelance. Donc ceux qui ont les maisons, qui ont les plans, qui vont le
And then
lighting,
next year I'm going back to school to become an architect. So
pour ceux qui ont les maisons pour ceux qui ont les maisons qui veulent construire, là, je fais le lighting, le power distribution, en freelance.
you're freelance. Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Lave les
Well,
assiettes,
you know what? You know what's funny? Being a contractor, you have to be really good. Me, I was very lucky because my husband, well, my fiance is a contractor. I have grew up with a lot of contractor friends and stuff. I did a lot of people that was in construction, so I was preparing myself well. I had a contract. I do commercial, industrial, everything, and it's been only 3 years. So, and I don't do the work. I do barely the work. So everybody does the work. So.
That's why that's what I'm saying. If you're looking for
And I
somebody,
pay cash.
that's what I'm saying. If you're looking
You
for
only
somebody
take cash.
to do a
No, I pay
lighting,
cash. Of course. True.
That's the
that's
best
what
way
I'm
to do
saying.
it.
If it's
If you look,
résidentiel, je paye cash. Commercial, non. Je donne la CCQ et tout.
Ah, moi, je
That's
vends le
what I'm
mayangao.
saying.
Venez chercher le mayangao.
That's what I'm saying. If you're looking for somebody for a lighting, for design the lighting, power
Nadie.
distribution, just hit me up.
S'il vous plaît, Nadie vend le manianga. Au cas où vous êtes
Merci, c'est
So, yeah.
le premier. Je sais que vous allez aller.
Dr. Jordan, I have a question for you.
It was,
Please.
yeah.
It was hard for you to go into medical school.
Not for me, not really. I think, I don't know, school always just made sense. And I think my parents gave me a space where I could just focus on school. I got to the States, and I know not everyone had that opportunity. I got to the States like really young. So I grew up here. Et tu as les parents camerounais que quand tes amis sont en train de faire whatever, c'est l'école, l'école, l'école. Donc, like, school has always been kind of like important. I mean, when you say hard, it's like, yes, there was a lot of studying and
It's
il y a beaucoup de,
hard.
il y a beaucoup de sacrifices. Il y a beaucoup de sacrifices que
grave.
no one talks about. Par exemple, comme maintenant, je travaille, il y a les semaines où je travaille 125 hours a week, ou même maintenant, je suis dans un stretch de 12 days straight, 13-hour shift. Donc, le travail, c'est difficile, mais pour arriver là-bas, c'est seulement, on est les Camerounais, c'est le travail, on fait seulement. Donc,
Non, il faut prendre soin de toi, c'est beaucoup. Je sais
tu n'as pas de choix, maman. Tu n'as pas de choix.
Même un petit récompense, un peu, fais quelque chose de fun, pardon.
Non, attends, les days que moi j'ai off, je fun, je travel, je sors avec les amis, mais non,
Naj,
trust
tu
me,
parlais le matin un peu, non? Pour qu'il
Toi, tu
relaxe
fais
un
quoi?
peu.
Trust
Naji,
me.
Trop les choses.
Naji, tu fais quoi?
I have a second question.
Yes.
What was your major in undergrad?
Yeah, I was a biology major.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah.
what do you want to do, Jordan?
Most of them do
recommend-
biology starting or
Do
something.
you recommend to go in med school to go into for undergrad to go to pre-med or biology?
Man, that's a good question, because if you decide not to do medicine, then you have a biology degree and you can't do anything with a biology degree in America, other than teach maybe, right? I would recommend it if you're sure you want to go to medical school. Like, for example, for me, j'avais quelqu'un dans ma famille qui me disait non, il faut partir faire nursing parce que tu ne vas pas entrer dans medical school, c'est trop
Tout le monde fait
difficile.
nursing maintenant. Oh my God.
Donc, tu es sûr que c'est ça que je veux faire, je ne doute pas, I would say do biology. Aussi, si biology est quelque chose que tu aimes, parce que moi, j'ai quand même aimé le filier là, donc c'est pour ça que j'ai fait. Je ne pouvais pas I couldn't see myself doing anything else. Mais si tu n'es pas vraiment trop sûr, tu penses peut-être, then je veux advise against it. Peut-être je veux advise faire quelque
Toi,
chose
à
de
propos
comme...
de nursing, to medical doctor. Quelqu'un
Tu
de
dis quoi?
That's what I'm asking you. Do you prefer pre-med or biology?
Non, nursing, c'est
Look, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, if you do biology and you're pre-med concentration, then
Okay.
all the classes that you need for medical school, you take it with that degree. Now, if you do nursing is a different track. And then on top of that, you have to go back to school to get all the prerequisites for medical school. So it's kind of like,
So you
if
just said something important that I didn't know. I thought pre-med was a major and biology was another major.
no, pre-med is
pre-med
a
is not a major.
pre-med is a concentration. Biology is the major, or maybe you could be a chemistry major, but a pre-med
Chemistry.
concentration. So it's pre-med is a concentration to make sure you have all the credits required for medical school, right?
I also have a
I have
question.
understand
Dr.
my
Jordan.
question.
Along with your
I have a
MCAT.
question.
What you ask to people
Voyons, voilà le docteur.
Audrey,
Voilà le
what you
donnons
ask to
la
people, what you
parole
ask
à
to
Marcel
people.
vite fait.
J'ai une dernière question, pardon. Après,
Ouais,
Quick
depuis qu'on
question.
parle
Like,
là,
I'm
laisse
into a
Marcel
pre-med. I just have a
parler.
question real quick.
yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
So I'm pre-med. I'm a health science, health administration management, physics major. And right now I have a 3.8 GPA. My advisors are telling me to take my MCAT and go for it. My issue is that I'm scared. Like, I'm not going to make it to the interview process. Like, how did you prepare for it?
One thing, if you're scared and you don't do it, you're not gonna get there. That's the number one. Like, you have to just do it. You have to just rip that band-aid off and do it. First of all, like a 3.8 is really, it's impressive. It's really good. Um, Now you just have to kill the MCAT, and that just comes with just studying and having the right resources. I would say, like, you need a phase where you're doing content review, so you're just studying for the material. Then there's a phase where you're just doing practice. I would say, like, pick a source. Like, I like Kaplan. Kaplan, get all the Kaplan books, read all those books, and then find a question bank. I would say use the AAMC. So the people that make the MCAT, they also have a set of questions that you can practice with. You should also look into the fee assistant program. So FAP, they can give you all these practice exams at a lower rate. So I would say, like, do all the questions, like every single question, because you might get lucky, some questions repeat on exam day, or at least, but also, like, you get used to answering some of these questions. For me, um, a lot of the test is learning how to take the test, right? Understanding their language. Like, I was raised here for a while, but even, like, yes, I think if you don't est-ce que connais même l'anglais? Don't, it's like you have to learn to just get used to how they ask the questions, and that only comes with seeing it over and over and over again. So if you do all the questions, like, you'll feel comfortable enough to take it. And my story, I like sharing that. Like, I didn't do as good as I wanted on my first MCAT, and I had to retake it. And there's no shame in that. I have friends that have retaken it like 5 times, and they're still in med school and they graduated. So you kind of just have to do it. And with med school, you just prepare well. And then once the interviews come, that's just another conversation we can have later. But right now is one thing at a time. Like, the next big thing is the MCAT. Like, put all your energy on that.
So I had a question.
Go ahead.
Okay, go ahead, Marcelo.
So one last question. So I graduate May of next year, and my advisor were telling me that I need to make it to the 2026-2027 cycle. So how long is it, like, is the studying process?
The
Like,
studying
is it 3
process.
months? Is it 6 months? Like, how long do you study for the MCAT? Because I'm good with my science. Anything OChem, GenChem, biochemistry, I ace those classes with A's. But, like, what section do you think most MCAT or most science people don't tend to, like, pour too much attention into?
I think definitely a section that it got me, and I can say for a lot of, like, English as a second language individuals, it's like the critical analysis and reasoning, right? They make you read these very long, complex, like, paragraphs, and then have you answer all these questions. So I'd say really pour into that. Like, do a practice cars section every single day. Now, in terms of, like, the duration that you have to study for, honestly, it depends on yourself, your knowledge base, and what score you want. I would say, like, do a practice exam right before, like, even thinking about making a schedule. See where you're at, see what your weaknesses are, and then make a plan. I would say most people, if it's like dedicated time, they can do it in like 3 months, like 2 to 3 months, if it's just dedicated time. But then there's some people who if the semester is going on and they do it over 6 months. So it kind of depends on your situation. But I would say start with the practice exam and see where you land, and then think about, okay, what score do I want to get, and go from there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I had a quick question. We spoke before, and I know you said you're open to mentorship or anything like that, which I will be reaching out via TikTok. But I am currently a biomedical major with a minor in biochemistry. I was gonna say, how do medical school look towards my minor? Because I realize I love the biology. Actually, absolutely despise the chemistry. It is the bane of my existence, and the biochemistry classes are actually killing me. And that on top of like being active duty, it's a lot to handle, and I don't want my GPA to fall. Like right now, I'm at a good 3.76, and I'm like, I already feel like that's low enough, and I don't want to go any lower than that.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let you guys know a little secret. Like, schools don't actually care what your major is. Like, I have friends that I did medical school with that were like dance majors or music majors because, like, at the end of the day, they were pre med. They took the pre med classes and they did well on the MCAT. That's what matters. So you can do anything. Even there's some people that advise them, like, yo, if you're passionate about this one thing, even theater, do it. But if you have to know that, hey, medicine is the ultimate goal. So if you feel like my biochemistry major is going to drag down my GPA or minor is going to drag down my GPA, do something easier. Because at the end of the day, like, il faut qu'on comprenne que tout ça, c'est un game. I think I really figured the game out. I'm so serious. Like, a lot of this is just a game on taking the right classes, talking to the right people, and doing the right thing. So I would say
Have you monetized this information? Do you have like a course? Do you have a YouTube
it's
channel?
coming. It's coming. It's coming.
That's
It's
good. Yeah.
coming.
No,
No, it's coming.
All right, bet. I can manage you. Je peux te manage.
C'est important, surtout pour les francophones. Je pense que tu vas bien les orienter.
Oui, non, c'est un peu ça le but, man. Like, parce que je trouve aussi qu'il y a beaucoup de nos frères camerounais, par exemple, qui sont dans le domaine de la médecine, qui essayent de venir ici. Et c'est là aussi, c'est une autre chose. Donc, une autre chose. I've been working on some things that soon will be available.
Ouais, papa, elle te manage, non? Tu me donnes 10%. C'est le manque.
On va
Oh,
parler.
tu me manages quoi?
Yeah, so I have another question.
Yeah.
What make you successful in med school? Because I know a lot of people sometimes they drop out or they get kicked out of a program.
Gars, je pense que c'est one thing is to just keep showing up. Parce que c'est dur. Like, I'm not gonna make it hard, right? I think it comes down to just being dedicated. Like, and it sounds very simple, but a lot of people drop out because one, maybe they like it's not because if si tu n'as pas un peu une passion, peut-être tu n'aimes pas un peu, ou même seulement si tu es stubborn, tu vas seulement drop out parce que quand tu peux parler de l'histoire de l'école, ça m'a déjà fait pleurer. I'm not even kidding. Like, tu es là-bas, tu te demandes seulement que je fais quoi. Like, no, seriously, yeah, man. Tu te demandes que je fais quoi, mais you have to like it a little bit. That's number one. If you like it a little bit, you'll keep coming back. And then now for what will actually make you successful is like you just have to push yourself to study, right? You have to be okay with I can't tous mes amis sont dehors. But it's like you have to be able to say no, think about the goal, choose to study, like so it's just that you have to just choose
It's
to do
long
it.
as hours of
Bro,
studying.
tell me, man. Like it yeah, but yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, but I think
Little
definitely the
question.
mentors I have, it's worth it. Like when you get to the end, yeah.
I have a question. So I have some professors telling me and my classmates that getting like the volunteering hours, the shadowing, all those extra things that pre-med tend to have on the application is not that important. Like he's telling us to focus on our GPA and MCAT score. What you say? Are you saying that
Bro,
both of them are important, or like
ask him how
which one
old
should we
he
focus
is.
on?
Like the system is changing and it's changed drastically. Like I think your grades are what gets your foot in the door, right? So it's very important. It's what gets your foot in the door. But everyone has the grades. Like when you're applying to medical school, everyone has the grades. Now your community service and your volunteer hours and all this stuff is what separates you. And so all that is important. I would say like find one or two things that you're passionate about and do it and like invest yourself in that, right? Maybe start something or even join something that's already established and invest yourself in that. And the thing I'll tell you too is that's the end game. Don't sometimes when you're putting the hours, maybe you did 20 hours, but we times it by 10, you know, it's a game. It's a game.
Is
Just
working as a scribe worth it, do you think?
it's working as a scribe. I mean, for the experience, for the exposure to medicine, maybe for seeing if it's really what you want to do. I would say that if it, for the experience, yes. But if you're trying to work for like scribes do not get paid a lot because a lot of these scribe companies understand that pre-med students want to do that to look good on application. So they'll be okay with paying you like the minimum they have to pay you. But if you're going in there for like I just want to experience, I just want then it's not a bad idea, and I think it counts as a shadowing hours as well. It's not terrible.
So, as in right now, I don't have like, so I was highly focused on my GPA and everything. Question: what did you look at the most, the science GPA or the overall GPA?
Typically, the science GPA is most important. But then also, it's like I want to tell you, like, bro, I read a lot of med school applications, and I'm telling you, a lot of these kids, they have a head start, right? You have parents who put their kids in these like camps very early on, or like their parents are doctors. They connect them with friends. They get shadowing hours. So you want to make yourself as competitive as possible, and like you yourself have to find that for you, right? No one in my family is a doctor, so I had to push myself to go shadow, email a bunch of random people to get shadowing hours, email a bunch of
I
random
have a
people to get
recommendation letter. What do you think about that?
email a bunch of random people to get because if I wait first you have to do the shadowing, you have to reach out to do the research, because once they know you later on you have to you have to ask them to do the letter of rec. So a lot of stuff when you're doing, you have to plan years in advance. Like when I was a freshman, I was already thinking I know I'm going to apply to med school in 3 years. Who can I connect with right now that I know can vouch for me later? Like you have to think like light years ahead, and that's kind of like what a lot of what we sometimes forget, right? So I think all that is really important, Marcelina. Just try to make those connections, and it's going to come by you just shooting emails. And a lot of people are going to tell you no, but you just have to keep asking. So just science GPA is important.
Email.
GPA.
Put the email like you cherches qui push the email. Qui passe mal to LinkedIn, or how do you do
I
that?
think he's talking about like hospitals, doctors, professors, researchers.
Yeah, like you can look up, like if you're interested in a specific field in medicine, look up for, let's say you're interested in plastic surgery, you look up for plastic surgery offices near you. You just call them. If they don't have the doctor's email, you just call them and say, hey, I'm a student interesting. Better yet, you show up. Like thing is, like with this stuff you have to like put yourself out there, right? You show up, and then with research, you go to university, you have professors who are active in research. You ask a lot of them, and a lot of them are going to tell you no, but you just need one yes. And don't get discouraged when they tell you no, because more people are going to tell you no than people who are going to tell you yes. So
So
When you
I
don't know
actually
until you try.
Don't
research.
schools usually have a mentor-mentee program? Did they
not
sketch that?
yeah,
No,
not always. No,
Not
like my
my
school
one.
does, but
school
it's not open.
didn't, and then especially like bigger schools in my university they don't have one, but like you have to, because what I'm telling you is like when I got to medical school, I realized that man, on est vraiment derrière. At least I could talk for me. On est vraiment derrière parce que il y a certaines choses que les gens qui ont les parents qui sont dans les positions s'y font depuis. Donc maintenant tu es en train de jouer catch up. So it's like tu dois vraiment
Keshi ne
put
parle
your-
pas français, il faut parler en anglais.
okay. You really have to.
Les bilingues.
You really, même mon français, je me débrouille seulement. C'est seulement ici que je parle le français. C'est pas toujours et avec la famille, mais je me débrouille quand même. Yeah, you have to just push yourself, because you're already behind a lot of your peers. Maybe they already have, and a lot with medicine is like it's networking. It's who you know, and that's life. Like even going back to when Majli was talking about jobs and how like what makes you stand out. One part of that too is like who do you know, who can vouch for you. So you want to be able to make these connections, because I can tell you now you're not gonna make it to wherever you want to get to by yourself, right? So you need mentors who
Are
can
you
vouch for
in
you.
any medical school clubs? I know they have a few like student ones and whatnot.
Me,
Like,
yes. I'm in two
yeah.
of them.
Okay.
I'm in two of
And
them,
also,
but like
Ogechi
my
had a
club.
question, sir.
Oh, go ahead, answer them. I'm gonna answer my question later. Like, ask your question, okay, G.
Hi, Ogechi. You had a question for Dr. Jordan.
Hi guys. I feel I'm not francophone, so I feel like I'm disturbing you guys.
No, do your thing,
Not at
babes. It's
all.
bilingual over here.
I think because I heard you guys talking about medicine. Oh yeah, first of all, good evening. I hope you guys are doing well. But what was I even going to ask? Oh yeah. I don't know if he took step one recently, because I was going to say like how did he prepare for it? Like any tips or any advice on like preparation?
Yeah, yeah. Man, just like PTSD flashbacks thinking about that exam. No, seriously, guys. For those that don't,
Breathing techniques and like, you know, coping skills later.
you know what, therapist. That's the therapist. Yeah, but like for y'all that don't know, step one is like your first of three licensing exams in the United States, and it's an 8 9 hour exam, right? Oh, it's an 8 hour exam. Step two is 9 hours, and then step three is like 2 days, 9 hours each. So it's like brutal. But step one, I think, is by far the hardest. And once you get through step one, like things like step two and three are a bit easier. So I would say what I used to study, there's like the FAPS mnemonic. So at first aid, UWorld, Pathoma, and Sketchy, you just have to go through first aid at least 3 times, do all the U World questions, and then do your incorrects. Watch all the Pathoma videos, rewatch them a few times, and then watch Sketchy. And if you're an Anki person, I'd recommend doing Anki. At the end of the day, it's like a lot of it is just going to be you have to practice the questions over and over and over again. And it's going to be hard. And trust me, everyone has the same experience. Like it's just a hard exam. If you do those three, like those things, like F8, like the first aid, Pathoma, Sketchy, UWorld, like you're good. It's actually UFAP, UWorld, first aid, Pathoma, Sketchy. Do that. Like that's actually all you need. I see a question about boot camp. Boot camp is a newer one that I didn't use. But I know my girlfriend used boot camp and she liked it, and it was really helpful for her. So
I
take that with
have
them.
So,
another
oh, sorry.
quick. No, Ogechi, please. I've been here yapping. You might want to go ahead and get it. I can talk all day though.
Um, Thank you so much for that. Like, did you take it when it was pass fail?
Oh yes, thank God. Yeah, but it's very hard to pass. That's the thing. Like people are like, oh, but it's very
Yeah.
hard to pass. And I took like 2 extra weeks than I thought I would, just because it was just I was full depressed mode that time. Like it was it was. But one thing I will say is like be intentional about the taking days off. Me, I thought I could go 7 days straight every day, but no, like make sure to have a day off every week, just just to be sane.
Because what I've noticed, right, is that it seems like when it got to pass fail that it was much more difficult because now I'm seeing so many people who will fail on their first attempt and then like on the second attempt maybe they'll pass. So that's why I made sure to ask because I was like, okay, are you saying this as someone who took it pass fail version or the previous one? But
No,
now
no,
that you've
no.
confirmed, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's not an easy test to pass, despite what people think. But you'll get there. It's just at a certain point it'll click, and once it clicks, you're like, okay. It just comes down to the information. It's just understanding how they're asking questions and what they want. Like that's it.
Yeah, I think I'm worried because I'm not much of a video learner. I've been using like Anki to what is it called? To go through first aid because reading through first aid, I don't
Yeah,
know.
no, it's difficult, but like you just have to almost force yourself to just do it because it's important. First aid has a lot of good gems.
I like my Anki is basically off first aid. Like it goes over everything in first aid because I want to be more active in my recall instead of like passively reading, if that makes sense.
No, it does.
But okay, thank you. Oh,
Yeah,
and thank
no,
you
good
guys for
luck.
being so inviting. Yeah, thank you.
I
I
also
have a
had a
question,
quick
Dr. Jordan.
question. Ah, Hotugatin un peu, pardon.
Vas-y,
Um,
vas-y.
so you said something about making sure you build those connections and you're thinking ahead. With
Hmm.
that being said, how does that work with like you know how you're applying to med school, you need letters of recommendation and stuff like
Hmm.
that.
Yeah.
I'm not like a traditional like going to school like in person kind of student
Yeah.
because I'm completing my degree online. It's like how do I go about talking to my professors? Because I barely, if ever, do I attend office hours because it's just not within my schedule and it makes it a little bit harder to coordinate, if that makes sense. So when they're asking for those letters of recommendation, and I know they'll request one specifically from a science like instructor, what do I do at that point?
Yeah, I mean, it's good that you're thinking about it now because you know it's going to come up, right? So then now you can set yourself up for success by trying to form a type of relationship with these professors. I don't know how it works with online, if they have office hours showing up.
They
Maybe.
do
Emails.
have office hours, but I'm in Hawaii, so the time zone is like they have their office hours in the middle of like my patient care, and I work in OB, so I don't even have the time frame to kind of like leave back and forth when I'm assisting with a provider with like a PAP or something.
I mean, that's a very Go ahead, Marjorie.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not in med school, so I just want to put that disclaimer out out there. But I'm doing my masters currently, and it is hybrid. So some of the courses I don't get to see the professor, but I'm working on publishing. And what I've been doing was in each class, in each coursework, the final project, I ask for it to be published by the school. And so how I go about that is I pretty much reach out to the professor at the beginning of the coursework, reach out to them, introduce myself, a little chit chat, hello, hi there, this is who I am, glad to be in your class, this is what I'm hoping for with this class. It kind of, and then I also make sure I follow up with case studies. We have case studies. I don't know how it is for you lot's classes, or like projects that you have to submit throughout the course. And I make sure that I build a rapport with them using those as well. And they get to evaluate me as well to see if they will validate my demand for my final project to be considered as publishable and whatnot. So it's still possible, even though you don't see them. It's just a lot more work on your part.
She just dropped like
Can I jump in?
gems, right? Yeah, go ahead.
Anyway, this is my last year of med school, so
Congrats.
yeah. Wait. Question, Dr. Jordan. Are you in medicine? I am.
No, I'm doing my I'm a resident. I'm doing my intern year at Santa Clara Valley, and then I'm gonna go to Boston to finish up my PM&R residency.
So you have to do 1 year of internal medicine, correct?
Yeah.
And then you do it to PMR. Okay, that's what's up. Where you do your internet? Sorry again. Sorry for asking you.
In California.
In Cali. Oh, no, I didn't go to Cali. I didn't apply there. Okay, so let's get back to the letter of recommendation. So one thing I did for sure was to make sure that I find a teacher that I can connect with. That's one of the best thing ever, because I still remember that the teacher, I had like two teachers that wrote me letter of recommendation. One was in chemistry 101, and then the next one was from organic chem too. So the teacher, when I met her, I was very interested in her class. She was very energetic, so I tried to match that energy with her. Like whenever she asked questions in class, even if I don't know the answer, I just answer, just because nobody want to answer. And then after class, I just show up and ask, "Hey, I have a quick question. I know you talk about this, but this is what I was thinking in my own theory. Come up with something interesting, thinking like you are really invested in the class." And then they will start talking to you, and then in the long run, they'll remember your name, your face. That's a big deal. Your name and face. And then make sure that you reach out to them, like check on them one or two times, like 1 or 2 times after a long period of time.
So that's
Then
I'm sorry to cut you off. So that's the issue with me is I'm not even in a hybrid like class. Like I go to Arizona State University. I've never stepped a foot in Arizona. I've been in Virginia and I left Virginia and now I'm in Hawaii. And I've been in Hawaii for the past like 2 years, and that's when I actually got back into like finishing my degree. And
okay.
I'm going into like graduating next year, and I realized that I haven't connected with like any of my teachers, and now I'm like looking into like what my application is gonna do, because I'm gonna sit down and take the MCAT for the 2027 No, the 2028 like matriculation year. But so I'm taking the MCAT at the end of 2026 or sometime in 2026 just to see where I score and like, everything. And I want to give myself enough time, being that I'm not the traditional like med school applicant. But doing that, I do know like you still need some letter of recommendation. And I know like my military service letter of recommendations can only go like so far.
Yeah, I
No,
think
no, no,
you're
no, no, no,
definitely
no.
like in a very like difficult or like hard position, but it's also Vic, can you mute? Okay, thank you. But it's also like Mama, some things you just have to find ways to make sacrifices and do. Like I know it's real. I'm being very real. Like it's for you want to be non-traditional is going to be a little bit harder, and then if you don't have these letters, they're just going to make it harder for you. So I think like you mentioned that maybe sometimes when they have office hours, you're working. Like something has to give, right? If you know you need these letters for the future, maybe it's reorganizing your and again, I'm not. It's just finding ways to make this thing happen, right? You touching kind of what on what Marjorie said, like you need to make yourself available. So I think there's 3 A's that I like to live my life by. You have to be available, you have to be affable, which means likable, and you have to be able. So like available means like making yourself known by your professor, reaching out to them, even if you can't make it, like just I don't know, like it's the game of like introducing yourself, following up, maybe even just if you can't make it, email, forming that relationship with them, right? That's gonna go such a long way. And then also like with the time, if you have any free time, look around your area, find physicians who you might have time to shadow and go shadow them because they can also write you a letter. So like you have one for your military service, you can find shadowing opportunities with the little bit of free time that you have. I'm sure you're very busy, but like whatever time you can, you find that you shadow someone and you just get to know them, and then find one professor that you can either keep in touch with or start building a relationship with now rather, and then they can write a letter. So it's like it's difficult, but then we have to find ways to kind of make things work. But at the end of the day, like I'm telling you, you're applying in a field where there are other people who have X, all this other stuff. Like everyone's gonna have the grades. Now it's like what comes after it. It's very competitive, like extremely competitive. Like yeah.
I have a question. So
No, before
between
that,
MD
let me
and
just add
DO,
something real quick.
which one would you recommend? Because I'm into both of them.
Ok.
Wait,
Like
can I add
DO
something?
school.
Ok, Marceline, attends que Vic répond. Après, Marceline, tu vas poser ta question si Dr. Jordan. Do you have time for one more question and then we're going to wrap up?
Yeah.
I have a question.
Hey, Rodrigue, tu es même pas médical. Toi aussi. Yeah. Ok, go ahead, Vic.
So, yes, I'm gonna agree with what Dr. Jordan said about being available. That's really deep. You say you did military, right?
Yes, I'm still in the service.
Okay, that's fine. I have a friend said, shoot me an inbox. I have a friend that did the military. Send me a DM. I have a friend that did the military and also graduated like a year and a half ago. I can link you guys up. She goes to Yale, so that way she can help you to navigate that system. But you want to be available. Like everything that Dr. Jordan said, I said go with it. Follow everyone, every steps. Medical school is not a walk in the park. It's hard. You have to also know that not only you have to be good, you have all that background issue that comes with it, just being a black person. So you cannot, you want to, if you just ask for 2, I give 3 or 4. Like you want to put yourself there. You don't want to, don't limit yourself. Don't think you're the same like every applicant.
Agree.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for that connection. That's great. I love it.
I appreciate both of you guys so much because it's been so hard to find like applicants that are outside of the military that only did the military route and only know the military route, and especially looking at like people who have either already done it and like are in medical school or like are in residency and are just already being doctors. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the great advice.
Ok, so Marcelina, c'est toi. Et après, on a encore une là. Oh, Dr. Jordan, je crois que tu as répondu à sa question dans les commentaires, non?
Peut-être, je ne sais pas. Non, c'était Maël.
Oui. Qu'est-ce qu'elle a dit? Attends.
Il faut chercher les questions. Moi, j'ai ma question qui
Attends, you said one more tip, I'm still calling. And on n'a pas encore posé sa question, ça va. Alors, vas-y, Marcelina d'abord, après Rodi. Pardon, ça va, après ça va.
Okay, my question was, what did you do? Are you an MD or are you a DO?
I'm an
And if you
MD.
are a DO, my end goal is to do something with neurology or oncology. Will you recommend it?
Yeah, I mean, any field in medicine is great, right? Because good job security, you're helping people. I don't think you can go wrong with MD or DO. I mean, I think if given the choice, always pick DO. I think DO just opens up. There's a lot of stigma around DO. Like that's just the truth. I don't believe in the stigma. I think everyone is equally capable. We all have to take the same exams. We all have to finish residency. But when you look at like the match rates and you look, it's a little harder for DO applicants for whatever reason. Just because MD has been it's been it's more established and it's been here for longer. DO is relatively new in the context of like medicine, but it's still equally valid. I think both are equally the same. They're both great. I don't think, you know, yeah, it's kind of just like, hey, wherever you get in, you go get your medical training and you can still be a doctor. Like I don't see a problem with either one. And yeah, the fields you mentioned, they're both great fields. You can't go wrong with anything.
Okay, second that both D and MD do the same thing. I remember my in my rotation, my classic rotations and my elective, we basically do the same thing. My
You
one of
do.
my
Mhm.
two of my attendings were both D or great physicians, which I don't have no problem with that. But if you have a choice, go for the MD. And another thing too, I know when you start in medicine, you are so big on what you always dream to become. That's true. I wanted to become a neurologist when I first started, but after doing some clerkship and rotations and elective, the school course, I didn't like it because there was too much try and error. So I had to like switch into what makes me happy, which hospitalities and doing internal medicine, probably gastro in the future or cardio. But yeah.
Okay, attends, did you take a gap year after college? Can we know the path? That's the one, and then Rodi, sorry.
Can you? First of all, I was gonna say, okay, Vic, GI and cardio, y'all look into that, man. I'm gonna come to you when I need help.
Hey, I got you, man. I got you.
Yeah, I think you gap years after college before medical school, they're a good idea. Like, right, if you need to work on your application or you just need to figure your shit out before, sorry, figure yourself out before going to med school, like that's completely fine. What I actually found that people who took gap years actually were much better off in medical school, right? Because like because for me, I went straight in, and it's like going from 4 years of undergrad to 4 years of med school to X amount of years of residency. Like there's no break, so you're always kind of on go. The people I know who took gap years, they came to med school rejuvenated, refreshed, and like ready to just take it on. And then also the people that came that took a few gap years, they were older, so like I don't know, they were more responsible. They knew how to schedule their stuff more. They could handle the pressure a lot more. I don't see a problem with taking a gap year. If I could go back, I probably might have considered. There's nothing wrong with it, and it doesn't make it harder to get into med school if you take a gap year. It's kind of, as long as just you have the stats and like the and what they want. That's all that matters.
I personally took a gap year.
Can you talk about your
How long was
experience?
the gap year?
Yeah, I took like 3 gaps. I took my year gap was 3. 2 of those gap years were I was doing a chemical engineer. I was working. I was making some money.
So
Then,
what?
and then my last year I did over. While I was studying for my MCAT and all that.
I thought
So
gap year was not when you don't do nothing. Or like travel around, innit? Did I miss something?
Yeah, in the context of medicine, gap year is like a year that I'm not in medicine.
Oh, okay, I see.
Some people use it to travel, other people use it to do their career like a job and then come back to medicine later on.
So he didn't come back rejuvenated. I'm just saying.
no, I came back really happy. Like I came back excited because one of my goals was to make sure that my mom is good. So I want to make sure that she's good. She got something going on for herself, and then I can be excited about things. And then I also came in when I was coming into. I also have my girlfriend. I had like planning fiance, planning weddings. So my mindset was different went into medical school. There was no distraction. I didn't have no distraction. I didn't have nothing. I didn't have my mama calling me, aunties and great uncles from each other, but calling me. So I was good.
So you entered business school beforehand. And during that gap.
I hope I answered
I
your
have a
question, right?
question.
Oh, okay.
So, did you major in something engineering and then you did pre-med classes? And what made you want to be a doctor when you were really an engineer?
Okay, that's a great question. So I went to U of I, which is one of the top schools like when it comes to engineering. So it happens to I did my chemistry, my major in chemistry and biology, and I was looking for a job. So I hit up my professor, the one that got me little recommendation. Hey, I need a job. I gotta take care of my mom. I need money. What can I do? He reached out to somebody that he knows, and that's how I get connected with the chemical engineer because basically nothing that we're doing that was so hard. So that's how I got it. That's how I got that job. So and then when working as a chemical engineer, truth to be told, that environment was not something I see myself being there for long. And my I always have that passion to like help, being able to see patients walking there, crazy, sickest as they can be, in 4 or 5 days or 6 days, seeing them walk out the door. That's the best feeling you can ever think of. And I also like to work in my goal is to work in a community center, like Cook County, like big hospital that helps people that don't have insurance and people that don't have other things. Because when I came here, my parents did not have money like that, so those things came in clutch. So my goal is to give back. So if I can have time to work at least 2 years in those government hospitals, that's something I actually look forward to.
Thank you so much. Well, now it's your question. The last questions. I hope that you guys got a lot of your questions answered. But Rodrigue, vas-y, papa, sorry.
Non, s'il y a quelqu'un qui a une question plus importante, la
Non,
personne.
ça va, ok, toi aussi. Hey,
Like, I have
Jordan,
so much
Jordan.
questions, but I'm probably just going to reach out to the
C'est
doctor.
quoi?
yeah, you guys don't have any problem with them reaching out to you, do you?
Yeah, no, feel free to reach out. And like I like saying, if I don't respond, don't it's not you. Please just text again because I'm bad at responding. Just reach out.
Okay,
Jordan.
Yeah.
Dr. Jordan, because
Me, I'm
sorry,
open.
I have to put that there for him. Dr. Jordan,
hmm What's up?
out of medical school, if you don't have a residency, what happened?
Oh, that's a great question, man. You're effed. Um, no, you have some in the United States, right? To be able to train, um, or practice medicine, you need to have a residency or at least like do 3 years of some residency. Now, if there are some people that actually like don't apply for residency because they want to use their MD and go be a consultant. So some people go work at consulting firms. Some people use their MD. Most people use their MDs and just be consultants. If you don't match into a residency you want to do and you want to do residency, you either have to maybe pick a specialty that you don't want to do because there are spots left over, like spots that are open that went unmatched. That's what we call it. Or you can just reapply the next year.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, lastly, just for Mael, because it seems she's very torn between the two. Either going biomed or switching to nursing. You already touched on that. I think she just missed it, but best for last. Thank y'all.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think like Mayel, if you're set on medicine, if you know that within your heart that I want to be a doctor, there's nothing else that will fulfill me that I'll enjoy doing, stay the course, be a pre-med, finish your biomedical engineering degree. I think if it's biomedical or if it's biomed, you could stay the course and do it, whichever one it is. But the thing too is like if you're like maybe I still want to do medicine, it's plus minus maybe. But I want a job, like maybe I want to work after graduation, or maybe I want something more more, yeah, I want a job more stable immediately, I would, yeah, you can do nursing, but and you can always come back to medicine, right? I have friends of mine who did nursing, and then later on they just did the prerequisites for medical school, and then applied and got into medical school. So there's really no wrong answer. It's kind of like, do I want to do it more immediately, or am I okay with waiting a little bit? The other thing too I will say is, like, if you want to do nursing, that's fine. Like, you guys should look into CRNAs, man. Like, CRNAs get paid. I know CRNAs making $500,000 a year, and now they're getting a lot more autonomy, and that's a whole conversation, another conversation. But it's like, being a CRNA is like also like a great option that a lot of people don't think with. And a job with biomed, if it's biomedical engineering, you can find really good jobs. You can find really good with biomedical engineering. But if it's like biomedicine, which is like more like biology focused, it's harder to find like a job, or like you can find a job, but I think yeah, I would say it's harder to find a job. But if it's biomedical engineering, absolutely, you can find a lot of jobs. Biomedical sciences, yeah, I'm going to be honest, it's going to be harder to find jobs. Like, I did biology, and I knew if I didn't get into med school, then I would then I wouldn't know what to do. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like, if I didn't get into med school, then I wouldn't be able to do much with my degree. Maybe I would have to teach for a little bit. But ultimately, like, if you want, yeah, if switching to biomedical engineering, if you like it, it's fine. And biomedical engineering, it's a great career, and then you do a lot of the prereqs for medicine for medical school.
Wow, thank
But
you.
it's been nice, guys.
Quick question. I need to say something before the last question. Please, you do not have to major in chemistry nor biology to go to medical school. That's a norm that a lot of people talk about. No. You can do dance as long as you do all the prerequisites, you can apply to medical school.
The
So
funny thing that you guys are saying that, but my advisors at my school were pushing sciences to us.
no, don't let
I'm
them
not to
push you,
explain
man.
it.
Don't let no. I've been down that route. Okay, I want you to enjoy the university as much as you can. Don't spend so much time in the library wasting your 4 years. If you can do community health, you can do dance, psychology, whatever that'll make you happy. But make sure you do all your
Social
yeah,
work. I know Spanish majors that are in medical school now.
yes.
So it's like,
So don't waste your time on hard subject. You're going to experience that in medical school. So if you have your time, you want to do something that's lovely and less stress and get you that 4.0, make sure you pick a major that's good for you. That's something that's chill and very relaxing. But the biology classes, the chemistry class is going to be hard. But if that's other one, you're taking one or two science classes per semester or every semester, you are better off to make sure that your science GPA is very high while you focus on what you enjoy. And you get your 4.0, call it a day. Make your life easy.
Because I had to add a physics major. Because like initially I'm a healthcare management, but I had to add a physics because I was told I needed the sciencey things. I'm not just explaining.
Okay, no, you're fine. But remember, physics 1 and 2, they are both prerequisites for
No. I'm a physics major. I'm a double major. Physics and healthcare management.
Man, you don't have to do physics if you don't have to. I tell you that right now, you don't have to do no physics major. Man, come on. I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, so you don't have to do no physics major to do none of that stuff. Like, no, you do not. Don't let this. Remember though, all these your counselors, they never went to medical school, so they don't even have an idea what they're talking about. So you want to focus.
You said advisor, but then I was an advisor.
Yeah, I don't understand. So I'm just saying. Reach out. I don't have my email, but you can send me a message on here. Hopefully, again, I pop on TikTok not on a regular. I don't even know what just pushed me to TikTok today, so I'm not a regular person. My response might not be too fast. So, but I would get there. I will ignore it. I promise you. I have a lot of mentors and mentors that I check on. So that's
So
fine.
is there any mentors for the commercial can help you?
Say it again one more time.
If they need mentors for commercial, can also reach out to you.
Is there any mentor I can do what?
No, if they need mentors for commercial, reach out to you.
Like definitely like after for me, I think give me if to be honest, like right now it's like interview season. I'm just waiting for interviews. So right now I'm focusing on that. So you can reach out to me, but probably I will respond more in details and do like follow up and all that like after like December. That's true to be told, but I'm going to respond.
Okay, thank you so much,
Good
Jordan.
night, man. Great conversation.
Hey, nice meeting you, Jordan.
Nice to meet you all.
Where can they find you, Dr. Jordan?
My TikTok, or you can follow me on Instagram at Jordan Kenfak MD.
Okay, perfect. And when you start that little thing, please don't remember I'm the manager and 10%.
No, don't worry. We'll discuss percentages. We don't do it on TikTok. I will. I'll need advertisement though. You would advertise on your. We'll discuss.
We'll discuss.
Alrighty. Bye bye.
Awesome. Thank you for coming by. Bye bye.